who are Sourcing Investments, and who is this person stood in front of you today? My name is Chris Doughty. I am the CEO and founder of Sourcing Investments. I am a professional property investor myself and have been for the last 13 years, but my original background coming out of Newcastle University with a degree in biochemistry and a master's in international financial analysis, I joined Intel Corporation in 2002. Really enjoyed it to the extent of I extended up the corporate ladder quite nicely, but then got very disillusioned with the corporate environment. But basically, the simple crux was, it didn't matter what I do, how hard I worked, I was not in control of my bonuses or my ultimate reward for what I did. And I think at one stage there was a situation where for 2 years running we'd smashed our targets in our division, but unfortunately another area of the business hadn't performed, and so therefore we got nothing. And that became very frustrating. And from that perspective, I wanted to take control of my life. I did investor training in 2007. I actually, from 2008, then became a professional property investor, focusing very heavily towards Plymouth. I'm not from Plymouth. I do not have any family there. I analysed the entire market, and Plymouth, relative to the strategy of students, was the biggest supply-demand difference, and the typical kind of yields we were getting in 2008, 2009, when the whole world was going crazy, was around about 13 to 15% gross yield. And so from doing that, I ended up running a £35 million property fund here focused in Southeast London, when Southeast London was not cool. This was a great experience, and for me allowed me to understand not just how to do individual units or 5 or 10 units at a time. What are the challenges around doing 100 units, getting planning for massive conversions of industrial sites through to residential planning? And this was a huge experience and a very good learning environment. Just about 7 to 8 years ago, I actually, with setting up all of my teams in Plymouth and investing also here in Greenwich in London, I got bored of property. And the good news about it all was, from my side, that I needed a break. The actual reasons for taking that break was simply just down to I needed a new challenge. And so my property portfolio was running itself. It gave me opportunity and time to choose exactly what I wanted to do. And I ended up executing a £13 billion banking merger here in the city, which again was great experience. But all the way during that, I was still able to invest. My teams on the ground were still executing for me. And I think I acquired in that 2.5 year period approximately 5 properties during that time. So from that, I became an international property mentor, mentoring international clients. And this is where really the issue of what I found in 2007 myself, of being trained and then actually getting into the investment market. Where do I go? Who do I trust? Who do I actually operate with, from build teams through to solicitors, through to accountants? And my consulting brain kicked in and saw the pain that the international investors were having. And in 5 years ago, there was no such real term as the word sourcer. There really wasn't. And so therefore, for me, everything can be solved through system, process, and efficiency. And that is where, in 2015 to now, Sourcing Investments was established with a mission to regulate, with the mission to drive transparency, and ultimately create a very efficient an economy relative to the property investment sector. 1, by verifying investors, 2, by verifying agents on the ground, and 3, providing all the systems and tools in between so everybody can operate. So it's not just me. We have a substantial team who are here behind you, behind all of our sources, behind all of our investors and all of our power teams. And this is just to sort of highlight, and you might see a few names if people have met any of these people before. And so, you know, from my side, I'm very proud of this team here. But they literally bleed Sourcing Investments. They understand the complete mission and everybody's aligned, and the tech teams are a big part of that. And ultimately, we are here to support you as the sourcer, and we're here to support the investors as well. So it's not just any old ecosystem. It is about getting the best and the most efficiency. And ultimately, your success as a sourcer is our success.